All right, so today we're going deep on Bitcoin and all the buzz surrounding BlackRock.
Oh,
And
cool.
yeah, we've got news articles, financial analysis pieces, all basically looking at BlackRock's kind of crazy investment, right? Their Bitcoin ETF now holds like 2%
Wow.
of all the Bitcoin in circulation.
That's a lot.
It's wild, right? So we're going to try to break down like what's making the price of Bitcoin do what it's doing, what is BlackRock up to, and what does all this mean for like the future of crypto in general?
Huge implications, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe we should start with BlackRock dropping almost $900 million.
Yeah, 872 to be exact.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah, it was, I think it was 12,000 Bitcoin.
12,000 Bitcoin?
Yeah, their iShares Bitcoin Trust.
Okay.
Biggest single day inflow ever.
I mean, you'd think that'd make Bitcoin's price go like through the roof.
I think that right.
But it hasn't quite done that.
Yeah, so I think what we saw here is resistance levels.
Yeah.
Right? You're probably familiar with those price points
Yeah.
where the big sell orders are
Right.
are waiting to basically squash the upward momentum,
Yeah. So even though BlackRock comes in and buys all that Bitcoin, they're still
those pre-existing orders holding the price down.
So it's kind of like I don't know, like a tug of war almost, right?
Yeah, I like that, yeah.
BlackRock pulling on one end and those sell orders on the other end.
For sure.
But then our sources are also talking about this bull flag pattern in Bitcoin's price chart. What is that all about?
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So imagine like the flagpole,
Right.
Sharp price increase.
Okay.
And they kind of go sideways for a bit.
Uh-huh.
That's the flag.
I see.
And if the price breaks out,
Yeah.
above the top of that flag,
Yeah.
that's the signal. That's the rally.
Okay.
Potential rally, at least.
So maybe BlackRock buying all that Bitcoin, that could be adding to this whole bull flag thing.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't, Joe Schmo buying.
Right.
This is BlackRock
Yeah,
institutional confidence.
exactly.
That could be huge.
Okay, so we got big money coming in, but then there's also the election
Oh, yeah.
to think about, right?
Yeah.
The U.S. election.
Mm-hmm.
Our sources are saying there's this Trump trade happening.
Yeah, so I think what's important here is to understand the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Right, like some investors, they're putting money into Bitcoin,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
And it's specifically because of Trump and his views on crypto.
Okay, so like he's said he wants to
Yeah, crypto haven.
make the U.S. a crypto haven. Yeah.
And some people, they like that.
Okay, so they're betting that if he
That's
wins,
the big.
Bitcoin's going to go up.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So that's the Trump trade.
And then, Vice President Harris, her approach to crypto is a little different.
Yeah, it's more cautious, right?
Yeah. I think skeptical was the word in the article.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's interesting how, politics can play a role in crypto.
Oh, for sure. I think it's definitely something to think about, right?
Yeah.
For your own investment strategy.
Yeah. And just to be clear, we're not, picking sides here or.
Oh, no, not at all.
Yeah. We're just kind of looking at how these things are affecting the market.
Exactly. We're just trying to understand, not endorse.
Okay, good. So politics aside, though, there's other stuff happening too, right?
Oh, of course.
This guy, Ali Martinez.
Oh, yeah.
He's saying there's a pattern with Bitcoin
Yeah, historical pattern.
and Fibonacci numbers or something.
Yeah, the retracement levels.
So help me out here. What's that all about?
Okay, so Fibonacci retracement.
Yeah.
You're probably familiar with that, right?
Kinda. Yeah.
So it's basically using this sequence of numbers to figure out where there might be, support and resistance levels.
Okay.
But Martinez is saying, like, there are specific levels where Bitcoin has peaked in the past.
Interesting.
So if this keeps happening,
okay.
he's predicting Bitcoin could go up to
Right.
like 174,000, even up to 462,000.
That's a pretty big range.
Yeah, big prediction. Yeah.
Okay, but I guess past performance doesn't guarantee anything, right?
Oh no, of course not.
Okay.
But it is interesting to think about.
Yeah, it's definitely something to keep in mind. And then the last thing I wanted to touch on was the Bitcoin leaving the exchanges.
Oh yeah, that's big.
Yeah. So what's that all about?
Well, if people are moving their Bitcoin off the exchanges, right? It means they're not looking to sell.
Okay.
They're probably putting it in, personal wallets,
Right.
like a hardware wallet or something.
Okay.
So basically, they're holding on to it for the long term,
Okay.
which could create scarcity and push the price up even more.
So we got BlackRock buying a ton of Bitcoin, this whole bull flag thing going on, the Trump trade, those historical patterns of Fibonacci, and now Bitcoin's leaving the exchanges. It kind of sounds like a perfect storm.
There's a lot of positive momentum right now.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot to keep track of. Okay, so maybe now we can shift gears a little bit and look beyond just Bitcoin. Like, what's BlackRock's bigger plan here?
Oh, yeah, good question, right.
Yeah, they're not just messing around with crypto.
No.
They bought this company called Preqin.
Oh, yeah, that was a big one.
So remind me, what do they do again?
So they're a data provider.
Yeah.
And they specialize in these alternative markets.
Alternative market.
Yeah, like private equity, venture capital, real estate, that kind of thing.
Okay, so stuff that's not the stock market.
Exactly.
Gotcha. So BlackRock's looking beyond stocks and bonds now.
It seems that way. Yeah, Morgan Stanley and Evercore ISI, they both see this as a sign that BlackRock's, they're really focused on these private markets.
Okay.
They think that's where the growth is going to be.
So what about Larry Fink?
What about him?
What's he saying about all this?
Well, he's been pretty vocal about infrastructure being, a key area to invest in.
Infrastructure.
Yeah, he sees a lot of potential there in developing economies and developed economies.
And this connects with that whole AI infrastructure fund they have with Microsoft, right?
Exactly, that's right.
$30 billion.
Yep.
Wow.
Big money.
So they're really thinking long term.
Big picture.
Okay, cool. So one more thing I wanted to ask about is the Fed.
The Fed?
Yeah, cutting interest rates and stuff.
Oh, right, yeah.
How could that affect BlackRock?
So, okay, if the Fed lowers interest rates, it makes bonds less attractive to investors because yields usually go down when rates are cut, right?
Got it. Yeah.
So what happens then is those investors, they're looking for better returns.
Right.
So they might start pulling their money out of, money market funds and putting it into...
What would they put it into?
Well, probably bond funds and ETFs.
Ah, okay. And BlackRock manages a lot of those, right?
A lot of them, yeah.
So they could benefit from the Fed cutting rates?
They could, potentially.
Okay.
But then, Larry Fink himself said he doesn't think the Fed will actually cut rates as much as everyone's saying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's worried about inflation sticking around.
Makes sense.
So he thinks they might be more cautious about it.
So it's not so simple then?
It's never simple.
Yeah, you can't just say, rates go down, BlackRock's profits go up.
Nope, not that easy.
Yeah, it's more complicated than that.
It always is.
It always is. Yeah, you're right.
It's like the company's success depends on, more than just the company.
Yeah, it's like they're part of this bigger system.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, like they can't control everything.
They can't control the Fed.
Exactly.
Inflation.
Right. It's like I don't know, like trying to sail a boat, but there's this huge current you got to fight against.
Oh, I like that analogy. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do everything right, but if the current's strong enough,
you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere.
Or you're going the wrong way.
Exactly. So, I guess it's important for investors to keep up with all these macroeconomic trends.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just about, looking at a company's numbers.
Nope. Got to look at the bigger picture.
Yeah, the big picture. Okay, well, I think that's a good place to pause for now.
Sounds good to me.
We've covered a lot of ground. BlackRock buying Bitcoin, these bull flags, the Trump trade, all these patterns, and then the Fed and interest rates.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. But BlackRock is definitely a company to watch,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Not just for their crypto stuff, but for everything else they're doing.
Yeah, they're like a leading indicator,
Yeah, they're kind of showing us where the whole market might be heading.
Exactly.
Okay, well, we'll be back in a bit to keep digging into all this, so stay tuned.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, this is really interesting stuff.
Absolutely. All right, welcome back. So before we go any further, let's just do a quick recap.
Okay.
BlackRock, they're not just messing around with this Bitcoin investment.
Right.
Preqin, private markets, the AI infrastructure fund with Microsoft. These are all strategic moves.
Yeah.
And I think it's telling us something about, what they think is going to happen with the global economy.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're making these big bets, right? Positioning themselves for whatever's coming next. So,
yeah.
It makes you wonder, like, what do we think is coming next?
Oh, for sure.
And which companies are making the smart moves to take advantage of that?
That's the big question, right?
Yeah.
And it's it's the kind of thinking that BlackRock, they're encouraging us to do, right? Not just getting caught up in the day-to-day stuff,
right?
But thinking bigger,
The big picture.
Yeah, that's where the real opportunities are.
Okay, so speaking of the big picture, remember we were talking about the Fed cutting interest rates and how that could affect BlackRock's business.
Right.
So if they lower rates, it makes bonds less attractive.
Right, because the yields go down.
Okay, so then investors, they're going to want to move their money, right?
Right, they want better returns.
Out of money market funds and into
bond funds, ETFs, things like that.
And that's where BlackRock comes in.
That's their bread and butter.
Right, so they could actually make more money if the Fed cuts rates.
Potentially, yeah.
But didn't Larry Fink say he doesn't think the Fed's going to cut rates that much?
He did, yeah. He's worried about inflation, He thinks it's going to stick around.
So it's not so simple then.
Right.
It's not just rates go down, BlackRock's profits go up.
It's more complicated than that.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so BlackRock's success, I mean, it depends on more than just,
right. It's like, a company's success depends on more than just the company.
Yeah, it's like they're part of this bigger
ecosystem.
Yeah, ecosystem, exactly.
They can't control the Fed.
Right. They can't control inflation.
Nope.
Like, I don't know. It's like you're trying to swim, but there's this huge current pushing against you.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, it's a good one.
You can try your hardest, but
if the current's strong enough,
yeah, it's going to be tough.
You're not going to get anywhere.
Exactly. So I guess like investors need to pay attention to all this macroeconomic stuff.
The big picture stuff, yeah.
Yeah. It's not enough to just, look at a company's financial statements.
Oh, no, definitely not.
Okay. So I think maybe we can move on now.
That's good.
To something else.
Okay.
Okay, so we're back, and I feel like we've really gone deep here.
Yeah, no kidding. A lot to unpack.
Bitcoin, BlackRock, elections, interest rates. It's a lot.
And ESG. Don't forget ESG.
Oh, right. How could I forget ESG? Definitely a big one. So, yeah, I mean, it's a lot to think about, but it's also pretty exciting.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is like the future of investing happening right in front of us.
And BlackRock is right there in the middle of it all.
Front and center, yeah.
Yeah, like they're the ones kind of leading the way, wouldn't you say?
I think so, yeah. They're the biggest, so, people watch what they do.
It's like they're this giant ship.
Okay.
And they're sailing into uncharted waters, and we're getting to see their maps and their compass and everything.
And their logs, what they're thinking, what they're seeing.
Yeah, exactly. And that's super valuable for the rest of us who are trying to figure out where to sail our own ships.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, they have a lot of resources. They're doing a lot of research, so it's definitely worth paying attention to what they're doing.
Okay, so as we wrap up this whole deep dive, what's like the one big thing you want our listeners to take away from all this?
I think that the most important thing is to think for yourself. Don't just take everything at face value.
Okay.
Connect the dots, look at the bigger picture, all that.
So like don't just look at BlackRock buying Bitcoin.
Right, exactly.
But think about why they're doing it and what it means for like the whole economy.
Yeah, and the political landscape and everything else.
Yeah, the whole shebang.
The whole shebang, exactly.
And I guess it's also about investing in things that you believe in.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Your values, your vision for the future, all that.
Yeah, like what kind of world do you want to see, and how can your investments help make that happen?
Big questions, but important ones.
Yeah, for sure.
And BlackRock, with their focus on ESG, they're showing that investing can be a force for good.
Right. It's not just about making money.
Nope.
It's about making the world a better place.
Using your money to make a difference.
Okay. Well, I think that's a great note to end on.
I think so, too.
So thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We hope you learned something and that you'll keep exploring all this stuff on your own.
Yeah, keep learning, keep asking questions.
Exactly, because the world of investing is always changing. There's always something new to discover.
Always.
So until next time, happy investing, everyone.
Happy investing.